Welcome to If It's Got Wheels. So today I'm going to be working on my wife's VW Passat. And this is a job that for some reason, I don't know why, I've been putting off for ages. It's repairing a full permanent repair to the air conditioning. Now it's not low on gas. Last year I noticed that it had stopped working. Had a little bit of an investigation and found that the clutch on the air conditioning unit or the compressor had actually failed. So I pulled it all apart, did a bit of a bodge and got it through last year. This year, however, stopped working again and it's kind of beyond repair. So I've ordered the parts. I think what we'll do now is we'll get the car up in the air and we'll take a look and see what's going on. Okay, so once you've got the wheel off, the first job that you're going to need to do is to remove the lining within the wheel well. And fortunately on a VW, or certainly this one, they do split it. So you only need to take the lower part off. There's a sort of split line that goes around here. So simple Torx bolts, only about 3. And then that gets removed. Another little tip I found when it comes to torque bolts is making sure that you use the right Torx type or Torx size for the bolt that you're trying to remove. You may feel that it fits in and it's correct, and you're looking for how tight it is when it's connected. If it feels loose, it's the wrong size. You may also find that there's corrosion that's built up over the years. Before you know it, you're going to round it off and then you're going to be drilling stuff out. So always take that extra moment to double check. Always manage to forget one, I don't know why. Or in this case, forget 2. There we go. It's clear to see what's going on here. So this is the pulley for the air conditioning. There's these little cups here, which these arms are supposed to locate and lock into. And you can clearly see that this occasion, this one's snapped, and these ones now have been able to release themselves from the pulley. So the job today is to remove this top part with the bolt and the arms, and then remove the pulley itself. Now before we can remove the pulley, we do need to take the tension off the auxiliary belt, and that is done by turning this, which is the tensioner, and locking it off. No, that's not the tensioner. Yep, sorry, it is the tensioner. Turning this, and you'll see just where my finger is, just about here, there's a locking part which you can then locate a bolt or something similar to go through and lock it off. That will take all the tension out of this belt, which then allows you to get access to the crank should you wish, and also this particular pulley. So yeah, give me a few moments to get my tools sorted out. Also looking, I can also notice this belt is due for a replacement. Now I haven't got the part today, but I will certainly be ordering one because I can see some little hairline cracks starting to appear. So always worth checking when you do this job, or any job involving your auxiliary belt. If your belt needs replacing, just replace it. Don't mess around. It's not worth it. Okay, so the process of this is quite simple. You can see here, there's a little hole here and a little hole here. Hopefully you can see that on the video. Now by turning this, what you're looking to do is to get those holes to align and then lock off with a suitable tool. Kind of job that you really need 3 hands for. So let's see how we go. So it's a matter of holding that tension, putting in the tool, and there we go. And now you can see, nice and easy, just to get that belt out of the way. Don't need to take the belt completely off. You're really just looking to get it out of the way. Now you can see this is free to rotate now, and so is this. And the idea, these two need to be together. Now I don't understand the mechanics of how it works when it's new and what actually goes in here or goes on in here, but all I know is it shouldn't look like this. So I think the next job is we'll quickly whip things apart and see how we get on. So there's a good chance this is obviously going to spin trying to undo this nut. And unfortunately the nut's been off before, so I'm not unduly worried, because I can always clamp this down, hopefully with a bit of speed. It will just come straight off. Looks like a 10mm. Use my my trusty little Milwaukee gun. Also, I need to apologise that if the wind is a bit strong in this video, but I hope it's not coming out in the actual video, but it's very windy today. Okay, so that's immediately turning. So I think the best course will be to get a set of grips on it, stop it spinning, and hopefully it will come straight off. I find that using like plumber's grips are quite handy because they go wide enough to be able to grip something. Hopefully this will work. There you go, look at that. Bolts come straight off nicely. Excellent. So, is it going to release itself without issue? Doesn't look like it. So I think the first thing I'll do now is put a bit of prying action on that and hopefully get that off. So with a little pry bar, shouldn't take much. I'll get a little rotation as well. Sure, there's probably a special tool or something that VW would have you buy. So nearly there, come on. I'm going to work on this for a minute and I'll be right back. Right, so after a fair bit of fiddling, I was able to finally remove it. This is just a little dust cover which you do replace. So next thing we need to do now is to remove this clip, and there's also an inner clip as well that needs to be removed, and then the pulley should just come straight off. I say should, we will see. Simple as that. There we go. So thought you had to remove, couldn't remember, thought you had to remove the inner circlip, but in this case you don't. So there we go, pulley has now been removed. So always give a good inspection of things, but as I said, the aircon worked perfectly well last year, so there's nothing to suggest it won't again, and I don't believe I've got any leaks of any kind. So let's get the new pulley inspected, fitted, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a nice cold car. Oh, I do like new parts. Something really satisfying about new parts. So we're just going to check that we've got everything against the old. So there's the old kit. And there's the new. So you can see there's a significant difference between old and new. And you can, I think, just buy this on its own. But I thought, well, as I'm here, I might as well replace with a new bearing and new seats as well, because these do wear. As you can see, these are well and truly probably past their best. So best practice, replace it while you're there, really. So first thing I'm going to do is offer up the new pulley. And look at that, it goes on like lovely. Belt's getting carried away, wanting to join the party. Get out of the way, belt. We're not ready for you yet. And then we'll quickly install the new clip. I don't know why I don't like doing these, they always ping off in my mind. There we go, you get on there, lovely. And that's it, simple as that. Do not forget the dust cover. Last year I fitted everything back on and forgot that. So we're just going to pop that home, like so. And then attach this, making sure that on the splines, because this is spline fitted, that you line up so that when it clamps down, it locates these pins or legs or whatever they are into the cups that they're supposed to sit on. That is absolutely critical. So bolt back in. Now for the moment I'm not going to use my impact for this. I'm just going to use my little 12 volt ratchet with a 10mm socket. Hopefully I can get it in there nicely. Line everything up, hold everything lined up. Now once you've got it so far, the legs will sit in the cups and that's gripped. So the next thing to do, just going to give that a little blast with the impact. Hopefully without damaging anything. Just a little cheeky. There we go. And I'll just going to go and check out the torque settings for this, and we'll see if we can get it torqued up. Right, now I can't actually find the actual torque settings for this bolt, so if anyone knows, be sure to let me know. So I'm going to do it to about 25 Newton meters, which is kind of normally where these things sit in my opinion. So if it's wrong, I guess we'll find out in time. It's not a you know, a critical part, so you know, and the force that's taken to remove this, just help me get that on there. So difficult. So I'm only gonna just nip it up if I can. There we go. So 25 Newton meters, I think that will do it. Little tip that I was told, with your torque wrench, don't leave it on a set torque setting. Always wind it back, and not all the way, just so it engages on the range. I believe it's something to do with the springs inside, and it will make them last a lot longer. So you know, you spend a lot of money on tools, so you might as well do all you can to look after them. Okay, so that's now done. So the belt can go back on. Make sure it lines up fully within those grooves, and then we'll have the fun little task of doing this. And I'm hoping that the thing will just fall out. Here we go. Let it drop, and then drop it down. Just double checking and making sure that everything is lined up properly within the grooves. Which I can now see that it is. So before we button everything up, I think what we'll do is we'll just quickly start the car and see that, and check and make sure that everything is I think the next thing I'll do is switch on the AC. So I've had the car up and running for a little while now, and I'm pleased to see it's running nice and cold, about 2 degrees out the vent. I'm not sure how accurate this little gun is, but it's certainly showing cold enough. So the aircon is now fully up and running, so really quite pleased about that, and I'm sure my wife will be very, very pleased as well driving it. So I hope you've enjoyed this and you might find it useful. Please like the video, it definitely helps, and should you wish to see more content like this, you can always subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.